Walmart flagged your listing for counterfeit. Here's the step-by-step way to defend your account and potentially get your listing back. So you can see this is an example of what happens when your item gets like a counterfeit, right? Sometimes it just happens randomly from like AI. Sometimes you're reported. Most of the time it's from a report. If it's from AI, you're pretty much good to go. You just have to contact Walmart to get it back up. But this is what it's going to look like. The item is unpublished due to an intellectual property claim, right? So the first thing I want you to do before you do anything else is check your Walmart admin email. So check your email, check your spam, and see if you received anything like this. This is when it gets serious. If you did receive something like this, again, double check, triple check. If you did, you need to respond to this so that way your account stays live, okay? So make sure you respond to this with the information. They're going to ask you for like an invoice or documentation. They're going to ask you for questions, right? Like, do you have all the items in hand? Answer it to the best of your ability, right? Short and sweet is the best way to do it. So are all your items on hand for shipping? Of course. Yes. Done, right? Yes. Short and sweet. Go into Walmart and retire and delete your listing. If you want, this is recommend. I put this as optional, right? This ensures you don't get suspended, right? Is to retire or delete the listing, right? So you're going to go in to Walmart, retire, delete your listing. This will pretty much help you make sure you don't get suspended on Walmart, right? Because there's no listing. If it doesn't work, if you can't retire or delete the listing, which happens a lot, you're going to edit the listing, okay? And you're going to change the start date and the end date to sometime in the past. Okay, so if it's October 17th, 2025, you're going to put the start date as September 1st, 2025, and the end date as September 20th, 2025. Makes sense? Awesome. That also counts as it being retired in Walmart's system, right? Next up, you're going to go to the Unpublished tab right here, and you're going to see the violation in the Unpublished tab. Right? And there's actually going to be an appeal button. A lot of people don't know about this. You want to appeal here right away. So we're kind of like tackling all avenues at once. Next up, we're going to open up multiple cases on Walmart. We're going to keep it simple. And we're going to be like, hey, I want item ID 343434 reinstated, right? It was randomly removed. Can you help? Multiple cases, one for trust and infringement, one for unpublished error, one for comp, right? You're just going to technically try to reach out and open it up in multiple different ways. I made a video on how to do that already, but this is pretty much what you're going to be doing. So we're pretty much tackling it from all angles. When you open up a case, you need to follow up, right? So you're following up on number 5. You're following up when you open up a case for number 4, the appeal. You're following up every 24 hours, all right? Now, the only thing you're not going to follow up on is the email. So once you respond to the email, do not follow up. Just send that email, and then you're just going to sit there for the email. That's why we're doing other stuff. We're retiring the listing. We're deleting the listing. We're contacting Walmart. We're appealing the listing. But make sure you follow up on everything else, because what you want to do is sometimes they don't respond at all in the email. And that's okay, right? It might be a good thing they don't respond. If they do respond, right, sometimes it takes 2 days. Sometimes it takes 10 days. Sometimes they never respond. But usually it's 2 days, 10 days, or never. So it's usually those 3 options. So just understand, right? And make sure you do respond, right? If they do respond, they're going to send you something that's either it's published or it's not, okay? Or they're just not going to respond. I would say 60% of the time they don't respond. 40% of the time they do respond, but it takes 10 days. Okay, so here we go. Our team has reviewed the documentation, and we have gone ahead and republished your listing. And then you can start dancing, and then all the other cases that you opened, just close them as quickly as possible, right? Now, this is an extra method. That's pretty much how to do it. That's the end of the video. This is extra, okay? There is a backup trick, okay? So you pretty much change the listing and everything on the listing. So if you're selling a Nike shoe, what you could do is potentially attempt to edit the listing and change it to something that's generic, like a plastic cup. and don't even contact Walmart about reinstatement, changing the whole listing. Now, this is last resort. This is pretty much if you don't have any options, you're about to get suspended. It is circumvention, okay? But I'm just letting you know, right? That is possible. That's like a last resort method, and it does work. But that's it for today's video. If you want more Walmart videos, tell me what to cover next. And if you need any help with this, there's a link right in the description to contact us. We're ready to help you get your items reinstated and even your account reinstated. We have been successful plenty of times, and we know what we're doing. I'm Josh Hackett, CEO of EHP Consulting Group, signing out.